Hello YouTube! It's been a while since I put up a video, but I have an anniversary coming up and I wanted to do a 1-year update to document this transformation that I've undergone. Also, thanks to all the people who have viewed my previous Nutrisystem videos. Thanks for all the thumbs up, and especially for the subscriptions. I don't put out a lot of content, but it's encouraging to know that some of you out there value what I'm doing. So again, thank you. And full disclosure, I am not being paid by anybody for my opinions, nor am I sponsored in any way. I'm all about it if someone wants to give me some free stuff, but this video right now is my unsolicited opinions only. I'm going to break this up into a few parts. First, I'm going to talk about my last year's history and talk about the choices I made and why I did that. I'm going to spend some time talking about exercise and diet. I'm going to talk about personal milestones and some pitfalls I ran into. I'm going to talk about motivation and how to actually transform your body and your life, because that's really what all this is about. A year ago, I looked completely different. I weighed between 230 and 235 pounds. I was powerlifting at the gym 5 days a week. I was eating relatively poorly, and I had an inflamed disc in my L3 vertebrae, which was causing persistent radiating pain down my legs. If you watch my other videos, you can get more of the details there, but in the end, I went on Nutrisystem for 5 months and went from 230 down to 185. In the last 2 months in Nutrisystem, around September 2017, I started doing Athlean X's beginner program, AX1. I worked on making good food choices and continued through the end of 2017 on their intermediate program, AX2. My weight kind of crept back up into the 193, 195 range, and I was looking for a sustainable food plan. Working out 5 days a week wasn't really cutting it. So again, it's really about the diet. The exercise is really good, but it's mostly about the diet. One of the YouTube channels I followed is this girl. She's a CrossFitter. It's called Jack Like Jordan. I'll put a link down in the description. She's out of LA and does a lot of pretty relatable fitness videos. She mentioned going on a cut through a company called Renaissance Periodization, or RP, which I'll refer to later. I purchased their fat loss templates, and after a vacation at the end of March 2018, I started my own, another fat loss journey. As I'm making this video, I'm completed 8 weeks out of a 12-week cut, and I'm down from 193 to about 185. I moved on from the intermediate AX2 program in terms of exercise, and I'm now on their Athlean X's 18-month progression called NXT. So on to part 2, exercise and diet. So first, the exercise. I finished Athlean X's AX1 and AX2 beginning and intermediate athleticism programs. It's strength and explosiveness training, which generally is 3 days of lifting and 2 days of conditioning per week. If you're looking to get into baseline, a really good baseline shape, I'd recommend it. It's about $100 for a 3-month lifetime access program each. Athlean X also has other programs, and I'm on their advanced lifting track now called NXT. It's $30 a month on a subscription, lifetime access again, and the whole thing is 18 months long. I like it. There's different lifting techniques every month, and I can see solid progress 2 full months in right now. So I'm just starting the 3rd month. One other thing that Athlean X does have that I feel like kind of falls short on is the diet guide. It's a skeleton meal plan with mismatched recipes and a general 40-40-20 macro guide, if you know about macros, with a eat until you are full sort of mentality. It might work for some people, but it didn't really work for me. Onto the diet. I mentioned RP before and being on a cut. A cut is a diet plan for lowering body fat specifically while maintaining muscle mass. I checked out RP's info, and they have 24 PhDs/active athletes running a company marketed mainly towards CrossFitters, but it works across the board for any active athlete. They have other options like bulking templates, vegan-friendly options, and I can answer other questions if you have them. It seemed better suited to where I was and where I wanted to go. The way that it works is that you get their fat loss templates based on your gender and weight, and they give you a stepwise plan on how to assemble meals based on macros. I have sources of healthy fats, carbs, and protein that I assemble into meals based on RP's templates, and they're designed around when I work out and how my weight loss is going. So for example, I've gone through their base phase, and I've gone through their fat loss 1 phase, so now I'm on fat loss 2. Basically, it's 30 grams of fats, 180 grams of carbs in the fat loss 1. In the fat loss 2, it's between 40 and 50 grams of carbs. And then, depending on what you're doing, it's either 180 to 200 grams of protein per day. And you split that out over 5 or 6 different meals. It's working for me. Their Facebook community is pretty supportive, with lots of transformation stories, recipes, and general support. If you can read, if you can add, and you have a goal of slow, steady fat loss while maintaining muscle mass, I'd recommend RP. It's working for me. It is a lot of work, but it's doable. It's definitely within your bounds, so long as you spend a little time and kind of understand and digest what's going on. One other thing I really like about RP is that they include a maintenance phase. So one thing I didn't like about Nutrisystem is that there wasn't much support for getting off of the system other than buying more of their food. That's not really sustainable. RP feels much more sustainable since I am making all of my own meals all the time. I'm getting a really good idea of what my nutrition should look like in the long term, and hopefully I'll be able to follow that out. So next up are pitfalls and milestones. Obviously, nutrition is always a challenge, and I'm still working on it. I've been pretty lucky with lifting injuries. Self-esteem-wise, I think I still put too much into what the scale says. The latest RP journey is a result of watching those numbers slowly rise, and me reacting to that. Unfortunately, I didn't take a proactive approach to it. I let the weight creep back up. But onto the good stuff, because that's the positive stuff is what keeps us going. I previously talked about seeing my first bicep vein while working out. Well, now it's there if I flex just a little bit, which is really awesome. I'm getting really more vascular. Another really powerful moment was when my pants started to sag again. Probably about 2 months ago, I bought a new pair of jeans with a 30-inch waist. I haven't worn a 30-inch waisted pants since I was in middle school, and I'm 38. So this is it was a pretty cool moment for me. Looking in the mirror, I can see my belly fat slowly reducing. I have a nice little V cut, and my obliques are showing. Not so much with the six-pack, because I got the little pony keg right here in the front. But you know, it takes a while. You got to get rid of all your fat, and the fat that you want to lose the most is the fat that you're going to lose last. So it's a long-term goal, but I have the goal of having a six-pack for one whole day in 2018, so that I can get a spray tan, take pictures of it, and then say, hey, look, I had a six-pack once in my life, and then I'm going to eat a whole bunch of ice cream. So what other positives? So after months of lifting 5 times a week, I wasn't sure how that was going to translate out into the real world. So I signed up for an obstacle race. You know, I signed up for a Savage race. That's like a Tough Mudder or a Spartan with lots of obstacles and running. I did that a couple weeks ago and crushed it. It was 6.5 miles. It had 30 obstacles. I managed to complete every single obstacle. The other people in my group were not able to do all of that. But for me, on a personal note, it was a super proud moment. It means that all the work that I've done, it translates out into the real world. I can diet as much as I want, and I'll have the aesthetics. I can lift as much as I want, but does that actually translate out into life? Because that's really what this. It's nice to be able to look in the mirror, but I think it's more important to have some sort of function, and use that as a driver going forward. Okay, so last thing I have here is motivation. This is probably the most important thing you have to do before anything life-changing. If you don't want it, make it number one above else. You're likely not going to achieve your goal. It's got to be number one. You got to have it tip top of your mind. It's got to be in the forefront of your brain at all times. I'm not going to say that if you don't do that, you're going to fail, because I don't believe in failures like this. This is a lifelong process. Sometimes we'll have life issues and things that get in the way. Failure means that you've given up, and there's no reason. You're going to live for a while now, so you have plenty of time to come back and do this. It's never too late to change. One guy that I do follow, who I find incredibly motivating, he might be a little grating on some people, but he is a trainer out of Pittsburgh. His name is Alan Roberts, and he's got a YouTube channel and a gym called Every Damn Day Fitness. Again, he can be a little coarse, but he does have a lot of relevant things to say. Most importantly is that health and fitness isn't bought, it's rented, and you have to pay the rent every damn day. Another meme that I saw was a 1 hour workout is 4% of your day. What is your health worth to you? Is it worth 4% of your day? So just some things to think about. A year ago, I weighed probably around 235 to 240, and I was 235 pounds of crap. I ate crap. I felt like crap. I set some goals. I figured out how to make them work, and now I have a 30-inch waist and they're actually starting to feel loose. I don't think I'm ever going to go down from there, but it's a nice place to be at. I did it, so can you. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and please, please, please hold on to the belief that it's never too late to change and to take control of your health, because it is, and it only will pay off later in life. Do you want to be 70 years old, morbidly obese, and die of a heart attack in your bed? Or do you want to be super active at 85 because you put in the work now? I know these are really long-term things, but you get to enjoy it all the way through. So anyway, that's me. Have a great time with making your choices, and if you have any questions, please, again, let me know. Peace.